Hello, 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 YouTube. So I am back with another video about Paparazzi Accessories company. My name is Qiana Smith, and my consultant ID is 126661. You can also find my website at qdazzlejewels.com. I'll of course put all that information down in the description box so that you can access all that information about me once you've watched the video. So welcome to another tutorial like video. Basically what I'm going to do in this one is I'm going to show you, so this is more so for those who are already a consultant, or if you're thinking about becoming a consultant and you're just concerned about the process of doing it, how much time it takes, that sort of thing. I am going to do a video about why I became a consultant and why I think that it would be great for others to also join in and become a part of Paparazzi Accessories. And I'm definitely looking for team members, so if you're interested, definitely hit me up in the question section, comment section. I can answer any questions for you, let you know, how it all goes and everything like that. But I'm going to do a video about that type of stuff a little bit later. But today, I want my video to be focused on going live. So I'm not going to actually go live, of course, but I'm going to show you what I do when I unpack my inventory, and then how I prepare it for going live. Okay? So, of course, when you get your package in the mail, it looks like this. I'm gonna cover up my address, of course, but it looks like this. You get your whole little package in the mail. This is a typical Paparazzi box. This is a, not a huge order, but it's a pretty decent order. So, of course, you always wanna check your inventory within 3 days of getting it. I got this box today. I usually try to check it the day I get it or the very next day because I don't want that time to lapse. You only have 3 days to send anything back that may have come damaged or, missing anything like that. So I cut it open, of course. Cut my box open. And I try to do this in good lighting because you want to be able to see the pieces when you're opening them. So the way paparazzi boxes are usually always look on the inside, they have all the jewelry down in there. Okay, and this is kind of an unboxing too. They usually have your paper with all the different items that you purchase. Here it's not usually looking like this, but it usually comes either at the bottom or the top, and it usually comes with a piece of bubble wrap, kind of similar to this. This has just been cut because I use these. Now I'm going to do a tutorial on that, on how I pack my jewelry to mail. But this is usually what's on top to keep everything. Looks like they don't have it in this particular box, but sometimes it's not always perfect. So this paper for me is very important. I don't just discard this paper. I use this paper to make sure that I have everything that I ordered, okay? Because this is your order, like your receipt. I use this to make sure I have everything that I ordered, and I also use this paper to keep track of the numbers that I put on my items for my live. So this paper is going to be very important in this process. So I go ahead and start opening up my package. Now you always get a hostess reward depending on how many pieces you get, if you get sets of 10. So I always try to order in sets of 10. That's important when ordering sets of 10, so you can always get free items. So this is a box of 20 items. So therefore I got 2 hostess rewards, 2 free pieces of jewelry that I can either sell, I can either use as hostess rewards, I can give out when I go around to like restaurants or banks or different things like that to promote my business. So it's kind of up to you what you do with these hostess rewards, but you can sell them for a retail price. It's up to you. I usually give them away depending on how great they are. Some of them are a little bit, smaller, daintier, and it's not something I really want to sell. So I give those away. But then some of them are really nice, but I still give those away because I always want to have a mixture of things to give away. And then some stuff is just like, oh, no, you're going on the pegboard, you're going to get sold. And then other things are, like I said, gift to other people as I'm going about life. So I usually look at these last. So I'll put them to the side for now. So then I try to kind of look for the items that look the same. And I kind of stack those. And I try to do it like that because I don't want to have to keep looking for the same items over and over. So what I'll do is just get however many I got of that item. So I'll look, see what the name of it is. I'll show you that. Every item has its name on it. So this is mesmerizingly Mesopotamia, something like that. Brass necklace. So I will look on my sheet here that I use, and I will find that particular item, which is here, and I will see how many I have, the quantity. I ordered 5 of them. So I'll put a little, once I count out 5 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So once I found the 5 of them, I will put a little dot or check, whatever you want to do. Okay, so that's what I do to ensure that I've gotten the items that I've ordered. I just put a little dot just to make sure that I know I have gotten that particular item, okay? Then, after I do that, I go through each one. They have a bust because I like to see my jewelry on a bust. Okay, you can get these from Mike. I got this big one from Michael's. They usually have a sale going on. This was 40% off, so make sure you check your Michael's. So what I do is I open up the package. Okay, this is how I do it. Everybody does it differently. I open up the package, and I usually look for one that's, because they always have a staple in them usually. And I usually look for the one that the staple has come out, like this one. And that's usually the one I'm going to use to actually show on my live. So I'll pull it out of the packaging. That's beautiful. And if you want to order any pieces from me from this video, definitely hit me up. My information, like I said, will be in the box. So then, the description box. So then I place it on my bust usually, like this, and I look at it because I love to look at the jewelry. It's so gorgeous to me. So I'll look at it. I'll set it up real nice. I kind of, you know, fix it up so that it looks like it's supposed to. And then I will just kind of inspect it. It's kind of easy to inspect these pieces, but what I really look for the most, I love this, oh my God. What I really look for the most is I look at the O-rings. And you might say, well, what is an O-ring? Okay, so what an O-ring is, I'm gonna take it off the bust for a moment just to show you. The O-ring, and this might be a little difficult for me to show you on this particular one, yeah, because the way these are, they're so thick that it's hard to go back through the little black paper. So with these, I kind of just do a spot check, make sure, and I'll show you the O-ring on another one to make it easier, the next thing that I open. So nothing's wrong with this one. So typically what I will do is I will get one of my live numbers, and I got these numbers from Amazon. I'll put the link down in the description box. I'll get this number, and when these are double-sided, so you can use it on this side for like forward-facing camera, that's regular, but when you're on live, it inverts everything, so you will have to use the backwards numbers for your Facebook lives, okay? But if you're like doing it through video like I'm doing it, you could just use the regular side. So it's double-sided. So I pick a number, any number, it doesn't really matter. I have a little bucket full of these numbers just sitting here that I use. Buckets from Dollar Tree, you know, I try to keep it simple and keep it inexpensive. So I take that number and I will write it next to the item on my sheet. Okay. Do I remember all the names of the items? No, but typically I put the date that I'm going to do that live, and I know that it comes from that particular live. So I don't have to look through the whole live to try to find something. If someone comes back later during the replay and want to order it, well, I have the numbers written here. And it says the color. So even if I don't remember the name of the piece, I usually can look back on my pegboard and say a brass necklace. Okay, I know which one that is. And then I will be able to find it easier. And if my numbers get mixed up or whatever. So then I take it. And I'm going to change my camera and the camera around here. So I'll take this particular piece and I'll put it up on a hook on my pegboard like so. And then I'll take the number and just put it on top of it. And that's kind of how I choose to do my setting up my lives. So that's super duper easy and simple for me. Like I said, I'm not one of those people that wants to have all those crazy ways of doing things. I just kind of like to do things that just make sense to me. And that's just, this paper's already here. Why not use it for my inventory? So like I said, whatever date I'm going to do, I'll write it at the top. Like if it's, I go every Wednesday at 8 p.m. I have my live jewelry shows every Wednesday at 8 p.m. So whatever Wednesday's coming up from that box, I will write that date on the top, and I would say that date show, and I know this paper goes with that particular date show, so that when I go back and look at my videos, I know if it's on that date, then this is the paper that went with that, okay? Because I do reuse my numbers all the time, but at least it'll help me have some type of system for a couple of, like, you know, maybe a week, and then by the next live, that number is dead. It's a brand new number. So somebody comes back a week later talking about, oh, I want 65. Yeah, it's not numbered that anymore. So, you know, they will have to figure out what the new number is. And so I'll go through each of these 5 that I've ordered. I will go through each one and look at it and make sure that it looks good. And then I would just hang each one of them on that same hook. I try to put 1 piece per hook, however many I order, if I can fit them all. If they're too chunky, then I use 2 hooks side by side. So I put these all on there, and then I will go to the next item. I'm not going to go through any more of those because I want to show you an O-ring item. An item that's easy to see the O-ring on. So we're going to do this necklace here. All right, so I got this purple necklace next. I'm going to do the same process. Open it. That crazy. Open it up. I just discard this one. I use it for the name, Diva Attitude, so I know which one I'm looking at. And then I just discard it into the garbage can. Okay. And then I'll look and see if it's stapled. This is one where the staple has already come out. So I will take that off. And I will take the item out of that one since it was already broke, and I'll put that plastic. I'll show you at the very end what I do with that plastic stuff. So then I have this. I put it, of course, on my bust like I always do, just so I can look at the beauty of it, because the jewelry is really gorgeous. And I'll just kind of play with it just to kind of get it to look right. Sometimes you don't know which way the stuff goes, and sometimes it's just hard to figure it out. But I kind of play with it, make it work. Okay, that's gorge. Love it. So then when I say O-rings, this is what I'm talking about. I'll take it back off. And sometimes it's hard, especially with beaded necklaces like this, because it's so many O-rings. But what I'll do is I'll pull the necklace out some, and I'll look at these circular rings that connects the necklace. If you can see that connects the necklace to like the clasp, and I want to make sure that it's closed as good as it can be. If not, then Paparazzi gives you a tool to tighten your jewelry or to, you know, fix it. So I would use this tool right here and fix it if necessary, but this one is fine. And then I'll look at the other O-ring. The O-rings are usually what gives you the major problem. So if your piece of jewelry falls apart, or if a customer's piece of jewelry falls apart, have them check their O-rings, and if it is the O-ring, then you can just tighten it back up for them and it'll be fine. If it's not the O-ring, if it's one of these other pieces, then that might be a little more difficult because these pieces are not O-rings. But usually I don't have problems with the other pieces. Okay, and sometimes these will come off too, the little 2-inch extenders. So you have to kind of check those sometimes too. Now with a beaded necklace like this, there's so many O-rings, and I do see some that are loose. So this particular necklace, I would take some time to have to go through and tighten up. So the way you do that is you just basically take the little tool with the O-ring and you just squeeze it back towards the other side of the O-ring just to tighten it. And once you've done that, your piece would pretty much be fine. You won't have to worry about that coming off. So now that will stay on there. And with my vision, it's kind of hard to see all these, so I just kind of take my time. It's a lot of them on this one. I take my time and just tighten them. Because if you don't, they're going to fall apart. And they're not going to fall apart, but that piece of that jewel is going to fall off, and it might happen during your live, and then people might see it fall. So I try to, especially the one I'm going to show, I try to definitely look at it and make sure. And I'm not going to take the time to do that on here because it's going to take too long. But this will be one of those pieces that I wouldn't put away right away because I need to really look at it and tighten anything that might be loose. So that's how that works. And then I would do the same thing, assign it a number, put it on my pegboard, and boom, move to the next piece. So it's just that simple. That's how I get my inventory prepared for my live show. So if you have any questions about how I Unpack My Inventory is very simple. That's just what I do. It makes it easy for me to get ready for my live shows, and it helps me to just stock my store. When I'm done with that live, and if I don't want to use that piece again the next time, because I usually have new inventory every single Wednesday, I will just transfer it over to this board, and I kind of have this board color coded and everything, and then I would just put it in its color area. And then if it's a hot item, I usually will bring it back at some point to show on a live again, and that's just kind of how I let it go. So again, like I said, comment any questions you have down below, and I will get back with you with my answer to the best of my ability. And I'm gonna sign off for today. That's it for unpacking my inventory. There was one thing I forgot to show you, and I do want to show you this. So I told you I had these little plastic pieces that I take the jewelry out of. I don't always take all the jewelry out of it, because if the staple is still in it, then I'll just put that on the board, because it makes it easy for me when I'm doing my live to pull the ones that's already still in the plastic and put them in my different baskets. And I'll do a live on that. I'll do a video on the whole live setup another day. I'm not gonna do that on this video. But so what I do is the short ones, these short pieces like this, whether they're thicker or thinner, I take them and I put them in my short piece box that's up under my table. Okay. The longer pieces that come in the longer packaging, I take those longer packages and I put them in a different box for my longer packages, because it becomes very difficult to keep going through looking for it when they're all mixed together. So I kind of separated the long bags from the short bags, and then I have some more boxes, another box with my rings and my earrings packages, and then a separate box for my bracelets. And I'm thinking about separating the earrings and the rings, because it becomes kind of difficult to sort through those too. You're probably like, well, why do you even keep that stuff? Okay, I choose to keep it because I use it for shipping, okay? I use it when I ship items off to people. So I just like to have them. I put them back, the ones that I've taken out, I put them back in a plastic bag. I put it in my package for shipping. I'm gonna do a video on how I pack everything up for shipping. I put it in there, and then I ship it like that. So it just helps me with shipping. That's the only reason I keep them. Other people do fancier things, like they have little tool bags that they use, so they take them out of the plastic totally. They drop them in a tool bag, pull that little tie at the top, and they ship like that. It's up to you. I started doing that, but then it became kind of pricey for me, and I was just starting as a consultant. I may get back into that as I'm making more money from my lives and from my on-the-go sales and website sales, but for now, that's too much. So I just use the plastic that they already come in, and then I use the bubble wrap like I showed you. I close it all up in there, tape it up real good, stick it in a pink envelope, seal it, and I mail it off. And this is basically what my shipping looks like. This type of thing here, a pink package. So that's how I do my shipping, and that's why I keep the little packages. So I want to make sure I said that. All right, have a great day.